Hi everyone, so welcome back to my channel Mathematic Girls Swati 3226. In this video, I'm going to cover a very basic concept of, like if I tell you the class name, like the exact class, it is class 8th. This is a topic that I have taken from class 8th, and the topic is, as you can see, algebraic expression and identities. So in this video, I'm just going to make you understand a very basic thing in this particular topic, and that is how to add the expressions, how to subtract expressions, and how to multiply expressions. And that I'm going to make you understand just by taking a lot of examples. So this video is a practice question. You can see a practice video as well. So let's get started with the video, and I'll take the first question. And in the first question, we simply have to add two expressions. Let me tell you what is the meaning of expression. Expression is like, if I'm writing 2x plus 3. Do we have an equal sign in this? No, we do not have an equal sign. That is why it is called an expression. If we have an equal sign, like, and then it's equal to 5, then it will not be an expression, it will become an equation because of the equal sign. But if you have just 2x plus 3, that is an expression. If you have just a 10, this is also an expression because it has no equal sign. If you have, like 4 plus 3, this is also an expression only. I know the value is 7, but this is also an expression. So anything that has no equal sign, that is called an expression. Now let us take a lot of examples on how to add the expressions, how to subtract expressions, and how to multiply the expressions. So the first question is we need to add. So while solving these questions, and also make you understand the very basic concept of these things. So make sure if you are, if you are in a higher standard and you know someone who needs to understand, all these basic things, like the student is in not just compulsory to be in grade 8 only. Even if the student is in higher grade and he is not very good with the basic concept, please send this video to someone who needs it. Okay, so we need to add here 3x square minus 4x plus 5 and 9x minus 10. So there are two ways to add this. Okay, in the first question, I'll explain you both the ways, but in the other questions, I'll just use any one method. Okay, so the very first thing that I'm going to use for the that I'm going to choose for the other questions as well is this method only, that I'm going to use it right now. That I'll take the first expression, and this way, of course, we have to add them, right? So at the place of add, I'll just use the plus sign and then plus 9x minus 10. Now, after this, the very first thing, if you are a beginner, like if you are in a beginner level to understand the basic concepts of maths, write down all the similar terms together. So 3x squared we have alone, so you write down that as it is. You have the next, that is minus 4x and plus 9x. That are, like they are also called like terms. Why are they called like terms? Because they are, like equal. It has also x and this also x. So minus 4x plus 9x, you can write down together. I can also write down plus 9x first and then minus 4x. And then I can see plus 5 and minus 10. That is like, a number. So that we can also write down together. Now 3x squared here will be as it is 9x minus 4x. So here remember that when we subtract here, only the numbers get subtracted. So 9 minus 4 is 5 and then x as it is. And here what is 5 minus 10? I hope you know that 5 minus 10 is minus 5, okay, and not just 5, because here 5 is getting subtracted from a bigger number. So the sign will always be, like the bigger number, whatever is the sign before the bigger number. So it is going to be minus 5. So that is why this is going to be 3x squared plus 5x minus 5. This is the answer. Now I'm also going to use the second method, and that I'm going to do it here, which is you will write down the first expression and you will write down the second expression, which is 9x minus 10. But I can see here that 9x I'll try to write down here, and then minus 10 I'll try to write down below the constant, that is 5, right? And of course we need to add them, right? Now here a very important thing that I want to tell you, that remember, if there is no sign before like any number, it is plus sign only. So that is why it is plus sign here. All right, so now you can solve this. Here 3x squared and then it is 0 only, so 3x squared. This is minus 4x and plus 9x. It is, of course, plus 5x that you can see I have got here also. And then plus minus is, of course, your minus 5. See, I have got the same answer. Here I just used this or solved this using a vertical, like, vertically I can say. And here I have used it horizontally, or I have solved it horizontally. So whatever method you want to use, you can use. I'm very much comfortable with the first method. So that is why I'm going to use the first method for the rest questions. Next question, let's write down. We need to subtract 13a minus 18ab plus 3b plus 16 from 22a plus 30ab plus 6b plus 8. All right, so here the very first mistake that normally a student can do is when we get a question like subtract this from this, for example, subtract, 5 from 10, right? So subtract 5 from 10 means that 5 is getting subtracted from 10, not 10 is getting subtracted from 5. Because it's very straightforward. You just need to read the question properly. Subtract 5 from 10. So this 10 you will write on first and then this minus 5. Okay, here also the same thing. Subtract the first expression from the second expression. So you need to write down the second expression first. So 22a plus 30ab plus 6b plus 8. Now, whenever we are doing subtraction, it's better to keep the expressions inside a bracket. And now we have to subtract this from like 13a. We have to subtract this 13a minus 18ab plus 3b plus 16 from this. So now we can write on this minus 18ab plus 3b plus 16, and now we can close the bracket. Now there is one rule that you need to remember in like subtraction, and that is if you remove the bracket, not in the first one, of course, the first one you can write in as it is. After this subtraction sign, okay, this subtraction sign, if you remove the bracket, whatever sign inside the bracket will be, like the opposite. So minus will become plus. The rest thing will be as it is, plus will become minus, and this plus will also become minus. Okay, that is what you have to do. And after that, you will start writing the same terms together. So I have 22a here and minus 13a. If you want, you can solve it here also. So what is 22 minus 13? It is very clear, 9a, right? So this part is done. Now we have 30ab here and 18ab here. So you have to add it, right? So what is 30 plus 18? It is, of course, 48ab. That is also done. Now 6b and then minus 3b. Of course, plus 6b minus 3b is 3b only. And here we have 8 minus 16. So this is going to be minus 8. Okay. So 8 minus 16 is minus 8, and this is the answer. Of course, we cannot simplify it further, so you can leave it here only. All right, so now we will go to the next question. We are doing addition, subtraction, and product. So it will be like, mixed questions. So the third one is also an addition only. We have to add 2p square q plus 3pq plus 4q square p. We have to add this to 5p square q plus pq minus q square p. So here, before I move ahead, I just want to tell you something about, like the terms here. You can see here 4q square p, and in this it is another is minus q square p. Of course, they look same. Imagine this q square p is written as pq square. Don't think that this and this are different. No, they are still the same only, because this is q square, this is q square, this is p, this is p. You know that multiplication is commutative. So either you write on q square p or pq square, they are the same thing. All right, so now we can move ahead. So we have to add this. So clearly we will write down, because I can see that I can start with the first step directly. So I can see 2p square q and plus 5p square q. You do not start directly with the step that I'm doing. You first write down the whole question, and then at the place of 2 write down plus, and then the second expression, and then you solve it. Here I'm going to do it directly. 2p square q plus 5p square q, that is going to be simply 7p square q. So I have added 2 and 5. Next is 3pq plus pq. Remember here this pq has no number, that means there is a hidden 1, right? So here what will get added? 3 and 1. 3 plus 1 is 4, and then pq as it is. Now we have, okay, this is also done. Next, we have 4q square p and minus q square p. Again, here if it is nothing, it is 1 only. So 4 minus 1 is 3. So plus 3q square p. You can see we are done with everything. It was very simple. All right, so we can go to the next question, and this one also we have to add only. So let's write down the next question, and that is we need to add. Okay, I think I'll make it little thinner. So we have 7x squared minus 4x plus 5. We need to add with minus 3x squared plus 2x minus 1. Sometimes we get a question like we have to add these two expressions, but sometimes we can get more than two expressions as well. So we need to add this, and one more term, and that is 5x squared minus x plus 9. In this one, what I'm going to do, I'm going to solve it properly by just writing all the steps. So I'm going to write down the first expression, that is 7x squared minus 4x plus 5. And I'm going to add this with the second expression. So what I'll do is, here I'll write down plus 2x first and then minus 3x squared. That is absolutely fine. You can write it minus 1 plus this 5x squared minus x plus 9. You just need to make sure that while writing, you should not skip any of the terms. Okay, that is what you have to keep it in your mind. So here clearly this 7x squared. Okay, I think it will be best if I just write down this and not like, no, I'm not skipping any step here. So 7x squared minus 3x squared plus 5x squared. These are all similar terms. So I've written it together. Next is minus 4x plus 2x and minus x. So I'm writing plus 2x first and then minus 4x and then minus x. And then I have plus 5 minus 1 plus 9. So I'm writing plus 5 plus 9 and then minus 1. That's very simple to solve this because I'll solve this part first, which is 7x squared minus 3x squared plus 5x squared. So of course 7 minus 3 is 4, and then 4 plus 5 is 9. So it is 9x squared. Next we have plus 2x, right? So 2x minus 4. Okay, here you can just do one thing. 2x minus 4x minus x will become minus 5x. Just to tell you quickly that there is a rule that when we have the same sign, then we add them, right? So here we have minus 4x minus x, same sign, minus minus. So that is why there is a rule also that minus and minus, same sign, then we add the we add them. So I added this. The answer is 5x. Now what is the sign? Of course, the greater, the term here is 4x. And what is the sign before the greater term? That is minus only. So that is why minus here. All right. So this is 2x and this is, that I have already written. So I don't need to write down this again. So 2x minus 4x minus x is minus 5x. Now next is 5 plus 9 is 14, right? And then 14 minus 1 is 13. And now I can go to the next step and I can clearly write down that this is 9x squared. This is 2x minus 5x, which you solve. This will become minus 3x and then plus 13. If you have any doubt in this part, how I'm subtracting this 2x minus 5x is minus 3x, do let me know in the comment section so that I can make a separate video on the basic concept of these things. Okay. Otherwise, I'm expecting that you know how to solve this. All right, so we are done with the fourth question and now it's time to move to the next question. Okay, so in the next question, again, we need to add only. So this is the fifth question. And as you know, in the fifth question also, we have to add only. So we have to add AB minus BC with BC minus CA. What I'm doing, I'm just writing the first step here only. And then we need to add it with CA minus AB. So in the question, it is like AD minus BC, comma, BC minus CA, comma, CA minus AB, add them. So that question I'm not writing just to save the time. I have written that and then I'll directly use the plus sign. Now here we have AD, right? Where is AD else? There is no other AD, right? So this AD is going to be as it is. Correct. This is, I'm sorry. This is not AD, this is AB. That is why mistake, AB. So here I have AB as it is, and here I have minus AB. So I can write on minus AB. Here I have plus BC and minus BC. So I'm writing plus BC minus BC. And here I have plus C and minus C. So I'm writing plus C and minus C. Clearly you can see AB minus AB is 0. BC minus BC is 0. CA minus CA is 0. So 0 plus 0 plus 0 is 0. And we are done with the fifth question. This was a very simple yet very important. So now we can move to the next question, and that is our sixth question. So let's do that. So in the sixth question, we have to add a minus b plus ab with b minus c plus bc with c minus a plus ac. Remember, in addition, we don't have to follow any order. We can write down anything anywhere. Now we have to add them. So let's write down the addition sign. And now let us simplify this. So clearly I can see here that a minus a is going to be 0. Minus b plus b is going to be 0. And then I can see here minus c plus c, that is also going to be 0. And then I can say that I have plus ab plus bc and then plus ac. So what I'm getting, I'm only getting the answer as AB plus BC plus AC. That is the answer. All right, we can go to the next question, and that is going to be our seventh question. So for the seventh question, let me change the color because I'm just using the similar color for so long. Just to make it a little more, like vibrant, I'm just trying to use some different colors. Like I think it will work. Perfect. So this is the seventh question, and I will try to decrease the width. Yes. So in this one, we have to add 2p square cube. Okay, 2p square q square minus 3p cube. This is the first expression we have. We have to add this. Okay, plus 4 also. We have to add this with 5 plus 7p cube minus 3p square q square. Okay. So here we need to add them. So I'll just use the addition sign, and then I can see that we have 2p square q square minus 3p square q square. So here, of course, it is going to be minus p square q square because 2 minus 3 is minus 1, right? So if you don't write down here 1, it is okay. You can just write down minus p square q square. Next, we have plus 7pq minus 3pq. Of course, 7 minus 3 is 4. So this will become plus 4pq. And then we have plus 4 plus 5. The answer is plus 9. And that is the answer. Okay, so we are done with this. Now let's go to the eighth question. So the eighth question, we have to add L square plus M square. We have to add this with M square plus N square. I've already used the plus sign. We have to add this with N square plus L square. And we have to add this with 2lm plus 2mn plus 2nm. Okay. So this is again very simple. You can see here L square plus L square. That is of course going to be 2L square. You can see M square plus M square. So of course it is going to be 2M square. You can see N square plus N square. So it is going to be of course 2N square. Now the last term, that is 2lm, 2mn plus 2nl is going to be same as it is, right? Now here what I'm going to do, I'm going to take these two commons, right? So it will become 2 times L square plus M square plus N square, because that we can do because 2 is with all the terms. So that is why we can take that common. So Lm plus Mn plus Nl. That is the answer. All right, so now we can go to the next question, and that is a subtraction question. So let us solve the next question, and that is the eighth question. So in the eighth question, we need to subtract 4a minus 7ab. Here I'm intentionally writing the question and then I'll solve it because I need you to remember this. Okay, so 4a minus 7ab plus 3b plus 12. I need to subtract this from 12a minus 9ab plus 5b minus 3. Okay, so of course you know how to solve this. It is like this from this. So whatever is after the from, whatever expression we have, that we need to write down first. So I'll write down 12a minus 9ab plus 5b minus 3. Of course, this is a subtraction, so we need to keep it in brackets. So minus whatever is written before from, that you will write on 4a minus 7ab plus 3b plus 12. Now what you will do, you will write down the first part as it is, because there is no negative sign, right? There is no sign that means it is positive only. So you can freely remove the bracket here. So 12a minus 9ab plus 5b minus 3. Okay. Oh, yes, I was supposed to remove the bracket. And then we have minus. Remember, after the minus, whatever expressions you have, if you remove the bracket, the sign will get reversed. So 4a plus 7ab minus 3b and minus 12, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to solve this 12a minus 4a first. What is 12a minus 4a? It is, of course, 8a. Then we have minus 9ab plus 7ab. It is actually minus 9 plus 7. And the answer of minus 9 plus 7 is minus 2. Because we have a different sign here, right? This and this. And when we have different sign, we subtract first. So what is 9 minus 7? It's 2. And then we decide the final sign to our final answer by choosing the sign before the bigger number. Of course, 9 is a bigger number and the sign before the bigger number is negative. So it is negative. So this is going to be negative 2ab. That is also done. This is plus 5b minus 3, which is going to be plus 2b. And this is minus 3 minus 12, that is minus 15. So this is the answer. All right, so now we can go to the 9th question. Let's do the 9th question. And in the 9th question, again, we have to subtract only. So in the 9th question, we need to subtract 3xy. Okay, I'm just using the short form, subtract 3xy plus 5yz minus 7zx from 5xy minus 2yz minus 2zx plus 10xyz. We need to subtract this. So I'm going to solve this. Whatever expression we have written after from, I'm going to write down that inside the bracket. So even if you don't write down this inside the bracket, it's like not a problem, because this has no negative sign before this, right? So minus 2zx plus 10xyz. After this minus, because we are subtracting, like this first expression from the second expression. The second expression I have written minus sign, this first expression, that should be inside the bracket, because we are supposed to change the or reverse the sign. So 3xy plus 5yz minus 7zx. So in the next step, if I remove this, so this will become 5xy minus 2yz minus 2zx plus 10xyz minus 3xy. And here if I change the sign, of course, because I've removed the brackets, this will become minus 5yz and this will become plus 7zx, right? Now this is very obvious. We are going to simplify this. So 5xy minus 3xy is 2xy. Minus 2yz minus 5yz is minus 7yz. Again, I'm telling you that if you don't know this, how I'm doing it, please let me know in the comment section. I'll make a separate video for this. Minus 2zx plus 7zx is going to be plus 5zx. And then this as it is plus 10xyz. All right, we are done with the 9th question. Let's go to the 10th question. So in the 10th question, again, we need to subtract only. Now this has little, I can say more terms. So yeah. Okay. I hope I'll be able to erase this. Yeah. So now let's go to the 10th question. And in the 10th question, we need to subtract 4p square q minus 3pq plus 5pq square minus 8p plus 7q minus 10 from 18 minus 3p minus 11q plus 5pq minus 2pq square plus 5p square q. Okay. So let us simplify this. Of course, after the from, whatever expressions we have, that we will write on first. So 18 minus 3p minus 11q plus 5pq minus 2pq square plus 5p square q minus Here what I'm doing, I'm just skipping one step, okay, because I know that you have understood till now, because I've done a lot of questions, that in this, okay, imagine I've written this in brackets. So if I remove the bracket, the sign will get reversed. So minus 4p square q plus 3pq, right? This minus will become plus. And then minus 5pq square plus 8p minus 7q and plus 10. Okay. So now we are going to solve this. Okay, so I can see that here I have 18. Next number, let's find out any other number, and plus 10. So 18 plus 10 is, of course, we have 28. Now let's solve the p term. So minus 3p. Do we have any other p? Yes. So minus 3p plus 8p is going to be plus 5p. Next, we have minus 11q. Where is q? Minus 11q minus 7q. That is going to be minus 18q. Next, we have plus 5pq and plus 3pq, that is plus 8pq. Next, we have minus 2pq square and minus 5pq square. So that is going to be minus 7pq square. Next, we have plus 5p square q and minus 4p square q, right? So 5 minus 4 is, of course, 1. So that one you can skip writing and you can just write on p square. And that is our 10th question. Now let's move to the 11th question. The 11th question is going to be on multiplication. So let's solve the first question on multiplication. So the first question that we need to multiply is, we need to multiply 4, 7. Okay. So the question says find the product of this. Okay, so let me make you understand. This is a very basic question that I've taken. So if I do the product, or multiply these two expressions or these two terms, it is going to be 4 times 70. Now remember, whenever we multiply the terms, we just need to multiply the numbers separately and keep the these letters, or we also call it as variables, this separately. So 4 times 7 is, of course, 28, and this is 28 times p. 28 times p can also be written as just 28p. Okay. So that is the 11th question. Let's put the 12th question. In the 12th one, we need to multiply minus 4p, 7p. So let us understand this. So this will become minus 4p times 7p, right? So here I'm going to write on minus 4 times 7 together, and this p times this p together. Okay. So minus 4 times 7 is minus 28. Okay. Here again, there is a rule that minus, I can say negative number times a positive number is always a negative number. That is why it is minus 28. And here p times p is going to be p square. Why? Using the law of exponent. P has nothing in the power, that means 1. And this has nothing in the power, that means it is also 1. And these power gets added in multiplication. Okay. Remember, this is only for the same term. So pp, so p together, and 1 plus 1 is 2. So that you can write down as minus 28 p square. We can skip writing that multiplication sign because that is obvious. Now let's solve the 13th question. And in the 13th question, we need to multiply minus 4p with, minus 4p with, I'm not writing here the comma, I'm directly writing the multiplication sign. But remember, you will get a comma in the question, and then you have to replace that comma with the multiplication sign. So here again, the same thing we are going to do. We will write down the numbers together. So minus 4 times 7. Let me make you understand, if you have any doubt here, that minus 4p is same as minus 4 times p. And this 7pq is same as 7 times p times q. And after this, what I'm doing, I'm just writing this minus 4 times 7 together. And then I'm writing the other terms together. So times p times p times q, right? Of course, minus 4 times 7 is going to be minus 28. And p times p, of course, the power is 1 and 1. So the power will get added. So 1 plus 1 is 2. And this q as it is, so that will write on q. Now, if you want, you can remove the multiplication sign and you can write on them together. So minus 28 p square q. This is the answer. Okay, let's do the 14th question. So we need to multiply here 4p cube with -3, right? So I'll just do it, like because I'm making this video by keeping something in my mind for those students who have, like not understood the basic concept. So 4 times p cube I can write down as this times -3 times p as it is. Now in the next step, I can write down 4 times -3, and here I can write down p cube times p. This we also call it as p cube, or you can read it as p raised to the power 3. Now 4 times -3 is -12, and here p raised to 3, and here p raised to nothing, that means 1. So what did I say? I had said that the power will get added. So 3 plus 1 is 4. And now we can remove the multiplication sign, so that will become -12 p raised to 4. Okay. Now let us do the next question. And the next question, we need to simply multiply 4p comma 0. That means we need to multiply 4p with 0. Remember one thing, that any number or anything multiplied by 0 is always going to be 0. So this is very simple. It is 0. Now we need to multiply 5a comma 3a squared comma 7a raised to 4. So here my advice is, because you have understood the basic thing here, so my advice would be, let us multiply the numbers. That means 5 times 3 times 7. And then multiply the other terms that you can see. So a times a squared times a raised to 4. Remember here a raised to nothing, that means 1 only. Now what is 5 times 3 times 7? So 5 times 3 is 15, and 15 times 7 is, right there, 15 times 7, and the answer is 105. So 105 times a raised to 1 plus 2 plus 4. This is what I had explained, not just for 2 terms, but more than 2 terms as well. So 105 times a raised to 4 plus 2, 6, 6 plus 1, 7. So 105 times a raised to 7, that means it will be this one. Okay, so this is very perfect. Now let's move to the 17th question. And in the 17th question, we need to multiply 2p comma 4q comma 8r. It's very simple. Once again, we just need to multiply the numbers. So 2 times 4 times 8, and the other term, it is p times q times r. Here, remember that all these terms are different, p, q, r. So that you can't multiply. You can multiply the number. 2 times 4 is 8, 8 times 8 is 64. But this p, q, r will be just p, q, r only, because we cannot multiply them together. That is the answer. Okay, we can go to the next question. So xy comma 2x square y comma 2xy square. So it simply means we need to multiply these terms. So xy times 2x square y times 2xy square. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to write down the numbers together. So this 2 and this 2, right? So 2 times 2. And now this x square, and this x together. So x times x square times x, right? And now the last one is y. So y times y square. So this will become 2 times 2, 4. Wherever there is no power, this is 1 only. So x raised to 1 plus 2 plus 1. And then y raised to 1 plus 1 plus 2. That is it. This is the answer. 4x raised to 2 plus 1, 3, 3 plus 1, 4. And y raised to 2 plus 1, 3 plus 1 is 4. So the answer is x raised to 4, y raised to 4. You can leave the answer here, or if you want, you can also write down this answer as 4 into xy raised to the whole 4. This is also same as the previous step. All right, so this is the 18th question. Now let's move to the 19th question. In the 19th question, we simply have to multiply a comma 2b comma 3c. It's again very simple. You need to multiply a times 2b times 3c. So 2 times 3 is 6, and a times b times c is going to be abc only. So the answer is going to be just 6abc. Okay. So yes, now we can do the next question. So in the 20th question, we need to multiply a times a raised to 5 times a raised to 7. This is very simple. Well, we can see that a raised to nothing, that means 1 only. So a will have the power will get added, 1 plus 5 plus 7. That is a rule of the experiment, okay? That is actually a law of experiment, and that is called law of product. So a raised to 5 plus 1, 6, 6 plus 7 is 13. So the answer is a raised to 13. Now let's do the 21st question, and that is xy square times x. All right, so here x times x together and y square as it is. So x times x is of course x square because 1, 1, so 1 plus 1 will be 2. This will become x square, this will become y square. Either this answer, or if you want, you can also rewrite it as this. Okay, now I can go to the next question, that is 22nd question. So in 22nd question, this is like a very different, like from what I'm doing from so long. So let us do that. So in this one, we have to multiply a raised to 4 times 2a raised to cube times 1 upon 5 raised times a raised to 2 times minus 5. Okay. This looks bigger, but this is not at all difficult if you have understood the concept. So what we will do, we'll write down the numbers together. 2 times 1 by 5 times negative 5. So 2 times 1 by 5 times negative 5. And then the rest terms a raised to 4 times a raised to 3 times a raised to 2 times a. So clearly 5 and 5 will get cancelled. So we have 2 times 1 times negative 1, that is going to be negative 2 only. And here this will become a raised to 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1, right? So clearly this is going to be minus 2 and a raised to 4 plus 3, 7, 7 plus 2, 9, 9 plus 1 is 10. So this is the answer. Okay, so this is the 22nd question. As I said, this is not at all difficult. Now we can do the 23rd question. So in the 23rd question, we have to find the product again. So in this question, it is like little different. We need to multiply minus 2a square b with minus 2 by 3 ab with 3. There is one condition that we need to put also a equals 2 and b equals half at the end. Okay? So let us simplify this. If I multiply this, so of course I'll write down minus 2 times minus 2 by 3 times 3 together. And then I'll write down the other term, that is a square b times ab. Right? Clearly this 3 will get cancelled. So minus 2 times minus 2 is 4. And then this is a raised to 2 times a and then b times b. Right? So clearly this is going to be, I'm writing it here, 4 a raised to 3 because 2 plus 1 is 3 and then b raised to 1 plus 1 is 2. Now we have the value for a and b given. So a is 2, that means 4, a is 2 cube, and wherever it is b, it is 1 by 2 square. So if you simplify this, it is actually 4 times 2 times 2 times 2, and this will become 1 by 2 times 1 by 2. Clearly this 2 with this 2 cancel, this 2 with this 2 cancel, so the answer is 8. All right, we are done with the 23rd question. Now let's move to the 24th question, and that is our second last question. So in the 24th question, we need to multiply minus 2 by 3 a cube b times 5 by 4 ab square. And we have to find this for a equals 2 and b equals 2. So let's solve this. So I'll try to use a different color here. So we are going to write down the numbers, minus 2 by 3 times 5 by 4 together, and a cube times a together, and b times b square together. Of course, here 2 times 2 is 4, so this will become minus 5 upon 3 times 2 is 6. And a raised to 3 plus 1 is going to be a raised to 4, and b raised to 1 plus 2 is 3. Now, of course, this is going to be minus 5 by 6. A is 2, so that means this is going to be 2 raised to 4, right? This will become minus 5 by 6 times 2 raised to 4 times b is 2, so 2 raised to 3. Of course, this will become minus 5 by 6, and then this will become 2 raised to 4 is 16, and 2 raised to 3 is 8, right? This will become 2 times 3 is 6, 2 times 8 is 16, and this will of course become minus 5 times 8 is 40, 40 times 8 is minus 320 upon 3. This is the answer. Okay, so this is the 24th question. Now we can do the next, that is 25th question. In the 25th questions, we have 2 sub questions. So the first one is we need to multiply 3x with 13x plus 12z minus 2y. So it is like, the combination of multiplication and addition. This is also called a distributive. So whatever expression that you can see outside the bracket or the terms, that you will get multiplied with the first one plus the second one and plus the third one. Okay, this will become 3x times 13x plus 3x times 12z minus 3x times 2. So clearly 3x times 13, that means you will multiply 3 times 13, that is 39, and x times x is x squared. And this will become 3x times 12. So that means 3 times 12, that is 36. And x times z, that is xz. And minus 3 times 2 is 6, and x times y is x1. This is the answer. Let us do the second question of the 21st one. And that is 6y times 12y plus 13yz minus 3x. So I have done a lot of question. Now this particular question I'm leaving to you because I want you to do this question on your own, at least one question, and I hope you understood this video. If you have understood this video, I'm going to make another video, another basic concept for all the students who are finding maths difficult. So don't worry, I'll help you as much as possible in my way. Yes. Thank you so much for watching the video, and if you have liked my video, please like this video and share it with your friends and family. And if you are not a subscriber on my channel, make sure you subscribe to my channel and support me. So thank you so much, and yes, I'll see you super soon with my next video. Thank you guys.